Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. It's time for Radiance's September announcements. I've quickly glanced at the titles, but I've not really looked at them. I figure we'll do that together, talk through my thoughts, and have a look at some of the special features and extras that come with them. So, first up, we have Treasures from Golestan Film Studio, which runs at $34.99, so must be multiple discs. For the first time ever on home video, this collection represents the complete output of iconoclastic independent Iranian film studio founded in the late 50s by a towering figure of Iranian culture. The studio's earliest productions were documentaries that helped bring Iranian cinema to the international attention, including The House is Black, directed by the poet Farrokhzad from 1961. The studio turned to fiction. Two features were completed, including the pivotal Brick and Mirror, both of which are presented here. After years of circulation and compromised versions, sometimes altered by censorship, these classics, which map the origins of the Iranian New Wave, are now presented in restored and definitive versions. The 9 films in this set move fluidly from prose, poetry to political allegory, achieving remarkable results that have inspired generations of filmmakers. Wow, this sounds really kind of interesting. We've got a new 4K restoration of Brick and Mirror from the original camera negative. Outtakes from that film, introduction by curator and Golestan Restoration Project collaborator Eshan Koshbakt. We've got a visual essay on Abraham Golestan by Koshbakt, a restored program of 3 short documentaries combining the talents of master director Golestan and Iran's greatest female modernist poet, Farrokhzad, A Fire, Courtship, and The House is Black. A restored program of Golestan's documentaries following his recurrent theme of the land and its people: The Crown, Jewels of Iran, Wave, Coral and Rock, The Hills Have Marlik, Harvest and Seed. Introductions to each program by Eshan Koshbakt. New 4K restorations of The Secrets of the Yin Valley Treasure from the original camera negative. Introduction by Koshbakt again. See You Friday, Robinson. Mitra Farahani's award-winning documentary chronicles an exchange of ideas between two giants of cinema, Golestan and Jean-Luc Godard. Newly translated English subtitles, reversible sleeve booklet, limited edition to 3,000 copies. Yeah, this sounds really incredible. It sounds like the kind of thing I absolutely love. It's an area of world cinema where I've touched on and seen a few films, but not too much. This looks like a time, a place, a feeling, one kind of person's vision. Yeah, it just sounds super interesting. Next up, we have New Rose Hotel. Abel Ferrara directs cyberpunk pioneer William Gibson's neo-noir short story about industrial espionage. 2 extraction specialists, Fox and X, are hired to tempt the genius Hiroshi away from a rival company by using sexy call girl Sandy. Featuring a variety of screens and footage, New Rose Hotel uses these mixed media formats to distance us from Hiroshi as an intractable presence that emphasizes the lack of control experienced by Fox and X, whilst also presenting a prescient view of our own engagement from screens and digital communications. Misunderstood upon release, Ferrara's feverish film has been reappraised in recent years and compared to David Lynch's exploration of perception and paranoia. Newly restored and making its UK home video debut, New Rose Hotel is one of the finest examples of cyberpunk on film. We have a 2K restoration from the 35mm interpositive by Vinegar Syndrome, a 5.1 DTS HD master, audio commentary by the screenwriter, new interviews with director Abel Ferrara and star Asia Argento, Wild and Woolly, an interview with Willem Dafoe, interview with critic Beatrice Loiza, trailer, English subtitles, reversible sleeve, booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. I don't think I've seen this one. Great cast. Ferrara can be an incredible hit or an incredible miss sometimes for me. It's definitely one that I'm really interested in checking out. Next, we have the Saragossa Manuscript. It's a UHD, a Blu-ray limited edition. Now, the Blu-rays, the ones that have been put out on UHD, have all been exceptional films so far. At the height of the Napoleonic Wars, a Polish soldier seeks refuge in a deserted house in the Spanish town of Saragossa and discovers a mysterious manuscript written in a language he doesn't speak. When enemy Spanish officers arrive and arrest him, one of the soldiers realizes that the book appears to tell the story of his grandfather, Alphonse von Worden, and his surreal mystical adventures in the region several decades before. He starts to translate the text for the Polish soldier, and so begins a time-shifting, genre-hopping, Ouroboros-like epic narrative, one that blends the gothic, quixotic and erotic, and in the process interrogates the very nature of storytelling itself. Championed by Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola, the Saragossa Manuscript has grown in status since its initial release, from a cult oddity to a film widely regarded as one of the greatest ever produced in Poland, and a work that cemented Wojciech has as one of European cinema's most visionary and idiosyncratic directors. Wow, that's a mouthful in amongst all that. Lots of superlatives, lots of really building this one up. Can it live up to that level of hype? We've got a new 4K restoration from the original camera negative. It's presented on 4K and Blu-ray, uncompressed mono PCM audio. The Saragossa Labyrinth, new visual essay on the cinema of Wojciech Has, and the Saragossa Manuscript by Polish film expert Michael Brook. Saragossa, archival making-of documentary made for the Polish television. Newly improved English subtitles, reversible sleeve, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 5,000 copies. And I am just curious. Do you know, it's built up, that synopsis written so well. I am super curious about that one. Next, we have Corruption. After finishing his studies in Switzerland, a shy, innocent Stefano decides to become a priest. His father, Leonardo, a rich publishing magnate, disapproves. He wants his son to take over his empire someday. When he invites Stefano on a yacht trip together with his mistress, Leonardo's intention is not to reconcile with his son. Pleasure under the burning sun takes on sinister undertones in this haunting tale of a cruel father determined to tempt his son into relinquishing his spiritual ambitions. With ice-cold new wave stylings and sharp dialogue, director Mario Bolognini crafts an unsparing critique of Italy's nascent consumerism society. It's a 2K restoration, uncompromised mono PCM audio. We've got a new interview with critic Adrian Wooten, archival interview with producers Alfredo Bini and Manolo Bolognini, newly improved English subtitle translation, reversible sleeve, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. I'm not sure. It's one of those films where I just really don't know what to expect from this one at all. It sounds interesting enough. And to be honest, again, I have enough trust within Radiance that this could be something that, do you know what, could be really great and really love it. Next, we have the Inugami Family. When the wealthy patriarch of the Inugami dynasty dies, he leaves his fortune to Tamayo, a young woman from outside the family. There's just one condition. She must marry one of his grandsons. As the family gathers in the stately mansion to discuss the situation, grisly murders occur. Detective Kosuke Kindiachi arrives to investigate the case and uncovers a secret history of the family's bloodline. Directed by Kon Ichikawa, who has got the upcoming 10 Women in Black, this murder mystery was a massive hit in Japan and profoundly changed the Japanese film industry, infused with gothic atmosphere and featuring several now iconic scenes. The Inugami Family has rarely been seen outside of its home country, making it one of Japanese cinema's best kept secrets. You know I love murder mysteries. This is just sold on me. It just sounds terrific. I love the setup. Yeah, I'm sold. You get a new 4K restoration, uncompressed mono audio, newly filmed interview with Aaron Giro on the film's impact, secret of Kon Ichikawa's visual style, an archival documentary, outtakes from secrets of Kon Ichikawa's visual style, archival making of, archival interview, archival documentary, trailer, new improved English subtitles, retractable sleeve, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. As always, if you add 4 or more of these releases, you'll get 10% off, and that ends July 8th. That sounds great. That sounds like something that is entirely within my wheelhouse and something that I know instantly I'm already predisposed to really enjoy. And finally, we have another transmission release. This one is Joe. Now, I've heard of Joe. I've heard it spoken about at length. I've wanted to see it for a while. I've just never got round to it. Another step up from transmission. After his daughter, Susan Sarandon, in her first screen role, overdoses in heroin, wealthy New York businessman Bill Compton confronts her drug dealer boyfriend in a rage and accidentally murders him. Stunned, he retreats to a nearby bar and finds himself confessing his crime to a stranger, the charismatic yet deeply bigoted blue-collar factory worker Joe. When the hippie-hating Joe discovers his new friend is telling the truth, he begins to integrate himself into Compton's life. And despite their vastly different backgrounds, the two men find themselves developing a rapport based around their shared fear and disdain of the counterculture, an uneasy alliance that will eventually have devastating consequences. Directed by John G. Avildsen, from a typically trenchant Norman Wexler screenplay, Joe ruthlessly exposes the dark heart of American society in a shockingly dark, satirical depiction of the fierce cultural battleground in the USA at the beginning of the 70s, and a violent death of the hippie dream. It's a UK Blu-ray premiere. We get a high-def digital transfer, uncompressed mono audio. We've got a new commentary with Matt Zoller-Zietz and Jason Bailey. New interview with critic Ellen E. Jones. Theatrical trailer. Stills gallery, optional English subtitles, limited edition booklet, and it's limited to 3,000 copies. And yeah, one that I've been eager to check out for a while. When you look at everything that Radiance have coming forward in September, it is a big slate. You have the Iranian package of films. We've got New Rose Hotel, which, yeah, looks great. The Saragossa 4K film, which amazing. Corruption, the Inugami Family, Joe. That's a bunch of titles. I think the one just on sheer synopsis that stands out to me is the Inugami Family, because it just sounds like something I absolutely love. But the Saragossa Manuscript sounds like it could be something weird enough just to tick all my boxes as well. Another exciting month. I would love to know, is there anything there that jumps out at you? Have you seen any of the films, and do you want to let us know about them in the comment box below? Because I'd really appreciate that, and I'm sure others would as well. As always, there is more content up here where you can see more of my stuff. In the description box are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.